from the National News Studio, Sri Lanka.
This is the National News telecast. I'm Moving Head Tiaranchu, joined together with Sharifah Tahir. Today is the 23rd of December, and here are today's headlines.
A power generator at the Norutchole power plant deactivated. An investor obstructs observing forest destruction at Trikonamadu Forest Reserve. Permission granted to conduct transactions in the country with Indian rupees. The anti-corruption draft bill will be presented in Parliament next month. The government says it is prepared to be flexible for the views of the taxpayers. North Korea rejects reports that it provided weapons to Russia.
We move on to those and other stories in detail now, and we take a look at local news first. A tense situation arose between a group including MP Jagat Samaravikrama, an investor, when the parliamentarian went to observe a large-scale forest destruction at Polonnaruwa Valikanda Trikonamadu Forest Reserve. On the instructions of the Agriculture Ministry, the clearing is done to cultivate short-term crops used for animal feed. It is reported that 1,500 acres have been given to several investors. About 30 years ago, there was a farm under the Livestock Development Board in the area. Although it is said that the investment is for the same land, people in the area say that the clearing is done in an area which does not belong to the farm. When MP Jagat Samaravikrama contacted an official of the Ministry of Livestock Resources over the telephone, it was revealed that the relevant institutions are still under the Agriculture Ministry. A tense situation arose between an investor who leased out lands and journalists. The parliamentarian, Valikanda Pradeshiya Sabha Chairman Nimal Ekanayaka and regional public representatives opposed the project. They requested to conduct any development activity after listening to the people's problems. The country is facing a severe economic crisis due to the shortage of foreign exchange, and as a result, many trade transactions have been disrupted. However, the opportunity has been given now to transact in the country using Indian rupees without using dollars. The central bank announced on the 26th of August that the Indian rupee is a monetary unit used in the country. With that, Bank of Ceylon has commenced the methodology to transact trade activities in Indian rupees in the country. All trade transactions can be performed in Sri Lanka through a Vostro account with the Bank of Ceylon branch in Chennai.
Indian rupee as a designated currency. That was happened in August. Actually, the exact date was 26th of August. From the day onwards, Bank of Ceylon has trying very hard to accommodate this Indian rupee transaction. So we were very successful. Yesterday, we were able to execute the first transaction with India in Indian rupees. I must say this is a very important milestone in Sri Lankan banking history. We have a 100% fully owned branch in BOC Chennai, and we were able to execute this transaction with BOC Chennai branch yesterday under the patronage of our General Manager KD Sumanasiri. And the benefits of being announced this designated currency, Indian rupee as a designated currency. When somebody is importing goods from India, we can now do the settlement in Indian rupees. And also, if Indian tourist coming to Sri Lanka, he doesn't want to, or he or she doesn't want to bring US dollar currency to Sri Lanka and encash into rupees. Now he can bring Indian rupees and he can do whatever the transaction, he can do whatever the payments in Sri Lanka through Indian rupees. This is a very, very important milestone in Sri Lankan banking history. And I must congratulate Bank of Ceylon Chennai branch for accommodating this Indian rupee transaction with Bank of Ceylon head office.
A single generator of the Norutchole Vijay coal power plant has been deactivated.
However, the Electricity Board said that the present power cut of 2 hours and 20 minutes will not be increased. General Manager of the Electricity Board, Rohan Senaviratne, said that one generator of the power plant was deactivated to manage the remaining stock of coal and for an essential maintenance activity. The national grid will lose 270 megawatts of power, but there will be no increment in the power cut. Senior Engineers Union of the Electricity Board expressed their views about the statements made by union stating that there will be an increase in power cuts in future. Media spokesman of Electricity Board Senior Engineers Union, Nandika Patirage, said that there is a power cut due to a problem. However, there is no information about the power cut of 10 to 8 hours. The Electricity Users Union also held a media briefing today and expressed their views. Secretary to the Electricity Users Union, Sanjeeva Dhammika, said that the Norachole power plant will be closed in the night, which is a part of a long-term plan. However, the Prime Minister said that coal would be brought from Trincomalee.
State Minister Ranjit Singh Balapitiya says that the government is prepared to make flexible with the alternative views of taxpayers. He mentioned this during a conference with Colombo district taxpayers. Heads of the departments under the Finance Ministry and a group of persons representing Colombo district taxpayers attended the conference. The conference is scheduled to be held in future, covering all areas of the country. State Minister Ranjit Singh Balapitiya requested 10% of the people to make sacrifices on behalf of the 90% of the people. If it was reduced, the target cannot be achieved.
Minister Vijayadasa Rajapaksa says that the anti-corruption draft bill will be presented in Parliament next month.
During a media briefing today, he said that a separate High Court will be established to hear related to drugs.
During the recent past, we had a most difficult period in our lifetime. First part of this year, that our economy was crashed. There was a serious issue with regard to the forex, foreign exchange. And there was a shortage of essential items such as fuel, gas, and some food items. One of the main cause for it, the people have identified, there had been some corruptions taking place in the higher echelons of the country, the political arena. That is why people got into the road. They wanted to make a revolution. They did to a great extent. But I also must say, I expected this kind of revolution as far back in 2007 when I released 2 Pope reports in which that I had exposed corruption tuning up to more than 300 billion in a country where the government revenue was around 700 billion. But people waited until that they felt for themselves to survive in the country. Due to the bad economic situation, they didn't make a voice. Anyway, that they made a voice and they did a revolution. There had been a lot of changes. As a result, the new president was elected, new cabinet was appointed. We undertook a very tedious task. It is a challenge. During the last 6 months that we were working round the clock, we did the maximum sacrifice that we could have made. And economy is becoming now to a great extent to the normal situation. We are hoping the situation will come to the normalcy by the end of the next year. And to prevent corruptions and bribery that we have enacted, we are going to enact laws. We have already enacted a series of laws. With the enactment of 21st Amendment, we are going to give an assurance that all the government commissions, institutions, the public service can work independently. In addition to that, we are going to set up Procurement Commission and National Audit Commission, whereas the most of the corruption take place in the process of procurements of the public sector. We have already drafted the anti-corruption law that is keeping in the norms and principles recognized in the UN Charter of Anti-Corruption. I hope that I will be able to present this to the Parliament in the coming month. In addition to that, we have presented the campaign finance bill that is to restrict the expenditures by the candidates in elections, in all elections, and also thereby to give an assurance that the people will get a chance to elect educated and responsible people who can lead this country towards the proper direction.
The Cabinet has approved to conduct a series of ceremonies in recognition of the contribution to the local economy by the upcountry Tamil community for more than 200 years. The proposal was submitted by President Ranil Wickremesinghe. It will be organized in connection with the 200th year since the arrival of the first upcountry Tamil community in the country, who provides more than one-third of income in the estate sector. The series of programs are scheduled to be held in February. More than 150,000 estate Tamil workers are living in central Sabaragamu and southern provinces. Accepting of applications to offer scholarships by the President's Fund for GCE advanced level students has been extended until the 30th. The scholarships are offered to the students who passed GCE ordinary level examination 2021 and following advanced level studies in 2024. Retired General SHS Kottegoda has been appointed as the new Chancellor of the Sir John Kothalavala Defence University by President Ranil Wickremesinghe. It will be effective for 5 years.
Satosa has reduced price of 7 more goods from today. A kilogram of imported potatoes has been reduced by 5 rupees and its new price is 285 rupees. The new price of a kilogram of big onions is 185 rupees. A kilogram of white sugar has been reduced by 6 rupees and its new price is 285 rupees. A kilogram of dal has been reduced by 11 rupees. The new price of a kilogram of dal is 374 rupees. A can of fish has been reduced by 15 rupees and its new price is 475 rupees. A kilogram of Satosa dried chilies has been reduced by 15 rupees and the new price is 1,780 rupees. A kilogram of sprats is 1,100 rupees with a price reduction of 50 rupees.
Christians are preparing to celebrate Christmas. The society is searching for the true meaning of Christmas amid the commercialization and festivities. Let us now pay attention to this Christmas message.
Dear friends, once again we are about to celebrate the solemnity of Christmas, which is the celebration of the earthly birth of Jesus Christ. Very unfortunately, we are celebrating Christmas this year in a very unfortunate, in a situation of crisis, starvation, high cost of living, and various other problems like undernourishment of children, in a rather sad situation and sad circumstances. Whatever it is, we as Christians, we are not to lose hope. Our life is a life of faith, a life of hope. We have the faith that one day the Lord will liberate us from this situation. Just the way the people of Israel were waiting for centuries and centuries, waiting for liberation. And they were also in a situation of crisis, unhappiness. But finally, God looked on them with mercy, sent His only begotten Son to liberate the people of Israel in the person of Jesus Christ, who is our Redeemer, who is our Master, whom we all expect to follow. I think God will intervene in a special manner. We have that faith, we should have that hope. We Christians are people of hope, people of faith. Let us not lose hope, let us not lose faith, let us not be too much disappointed, placing all our trust in the situation of crisis and difficulties that we are going through with regard to finding food and various other problems. Let us follow Jesus Christ in all these things and tell Him to liberate us, tell our loving God to liberate us, just the way He liberated the people of Israel from a most serious crisis. May God bless you all.
Christmas will dawn at midnight tomorrow. Christmas celebrations can be seen island-wide at present.
Many places in Colombo have been decorated for Christmas. Coloured bulbs can be seen on buildings and Christmas trees have been erected in many places. Colombo Municipal Council, Bauda Lokamavata, hotels and Presidential Secretariat have been decorated. A food exhibition has been organised in Nuwara town for the festive season. It has been organised by the Nuwara Joint Business Association. The food exhibition is taking place daily from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Nuwara Tourist Hotel Owners Association says that all owners and guest houses in the area have been reserved by tourists for the Christmas season. Colombo Christmas Entertainment Fair, jointly organised by the Presidential Secretariat and the Ministry of Tourism, is currently underway at the Golf Face Green Entertainment Zone.
The fair, which comprises of many entertainment activities including canine shows and food stalls, will remain open for public until the 23rd of December. We now have an update from the fair premises by National Television's Dishan Virakol.
Well, this is the festive season and Christmas is almost upon us. Welcome to the Colombo Christmas Entertainment Fair, organized jointly by the Ministry of Tourism and the Presidential Secretariat. And it has been happening for the past week, and today happens to be the 7th and the final day, and we have been going so for the past week from 4 p.m. to 11 p.m. Now, when it comes to the Colombo Christmas Entertainment Fair, we have many activities that have been organized jointly by many individuals. And let me take this opportunity to thank Sri Lanka Army, which has been here organizing the Christmas carols. And not to mention, we have a dog show that is currently being conducted by the Sri Lanka Police. Let me take this opportunity to invite all our viewers back at home to come and enjoy the joy of Christmas along with your family and loved ones here at the Colombo Christmas Entertainment Fair. This is Dishan Virakol signing off for Rupavahini News here at the Colombo Christmas Entertainment Fair.
An educational exhibition commenced today at the Dehiwala Zoological Garden. It will be held tomorrow and the day after. The education exhibition is held in connection with the Nature's Beauty Day. The school students were able to visit the zoological gardens free of charge today. The school environment pilot teams and the Central Environment Authority sponsored the exhibition. The school students visited the educational exhibition enthusiastically. A sea lion show, a street drama and a meeting with serpents took place in the morning for the students. Art competitions, street drama and elephant meetings took place in the afternoon. Senior citizens above 60 will be able to visit the zoological gardens free of charge tomorrow as well. Asanga Jayalath has assumed duties as the new Director General of Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation today.
He has been seen, or rather he has been employed at several state and private media organizations and contributed for advertising in several frontline business establishments. He is a master's graduate on business administration and skilled in digital advertising and social media. He has held high-ranking portfolios related to media at several ministries including Home Affairs, Justice, Education and Higher Education. He has been able to show his abilities and talents through his work.
Another ship carrying 28,000 metric tons of urea fertilizer reached Colombo Harbour this morning. Minister of Agriculture Mahinda Amaravira has instructed fertilizer companies to take steps to distribute the fertilizer stocks from today. The stock of fertilizer has been brought from Malaysia. The Agricultural Ministry said it is the most demanded fertilizer category by farmers. World Bank has given $110 million to Sri Lanka to purchase urea fertilizer from the Maha season. Minister Amaravira said that the country will get 125,000 metric tons of urea fertilizer under the agreement. The minister has instructed state fertilizer companies to distribute the fertilizer stock from today.
Well, that's it on local stories. We'll be back with news overseas.
back with foreign news. North Korea's foreign ministry has denied media reports that it supplied ammunition to Russia, calling it groundless.
North Korea's foreign ministry also has denounced the United States for providing lethal weapons to Ukraine. The Russia-Ukraine conflict rolls into its 302nd day. Japan's media reported earlier that North Korea had shipped munitions, including artillery shells, to Russia via train through their border last month, and that additional shipments were expected in the coming weeks. Meanwhile, US says that Russia has taken delivery of arms shipments from North Korea and advanced bills targeting war criminals, Russian oligarchs.
In the meantime, Gambia's government says it has foiled an attempt to stage a coup. 4 soldiers have been arrested and 3 alleged accomplices are on the run. A statement said it is unclear who exactly was behind the attempted overthrow. President Adama Barrow, who won the second term of elections last year. Gambia is the largest stable country in West Africa, which is a popular tourist destination because of its beaches and wildlife. The capital, Banjul, is a peaceful with life going on as normal, as reported by local media. No gunshots have been heard and there is no sign of loyalist forces that have been deployed to secure strategic sites. The government statement, however, said that the military reservists have been put on standby. When reports of a coup attempt first surfaced, the army denied it, saying it had only carried out a military drill. Barrow defeated long-serving President Yahya Jammeh in a shock election victory in December in 2016. Jammeh was forced into exile in Equatorial New Guinea, though he remains an influential figure in Gambia. Many senior officials left the army after Barrow took office. He has been distrustful of the military with troops from neighboring Senegal and charge of his personal security, while the main international airport and seaport have been guarded by troops from Nigeria and Ghana respectively. This has made him unpopular with many Gambians who feel that he is undermining the country's sovereignty by relying on foreign service forces.
Weather forecasters says a major winter storm sweeping the United States this week may bring the coldest Christmas in 4 decades to parts of the country. The once-in-a-generation cold snap, which began in the Pacific Northwest last Tuesday before churning east, will become a bomb cyclone tomorrow, says United States weather forecasters. More than 90 million people are under winter weather alerts across 37 states. About 80% of the nation is set to experience sub-zero temperatures, including places as far south as Texas. This winter storm is named Elliott by the United States Weather Channel. The Arctic blast is expected to deliver the coldest Christmas to the Midwest since the late 1980s, according to forecasts cited by U.S. media. Even Florida, the Sunshine State, is projected to see its coldest Christmas in 30 years. The National Weather Service said bone-chilling temperatures of minus 45 degrees Celsius were possible by the end of this week in some parts of the country. The storm is expected to bring powerful winds and heavy dumps of snow, making for treacherous travel conditions ahead of the holidays. The National Weather Service in the United States has called it a once-in-a-generation winter weather event, especially as the storm reaches the Great Lakes region, where its pressure is expected to reach the equivalent of a Category 3 hurricane. The governors of Kentucky and North Carolina have declared states of emergency. Snowy conditions and freezing roadways are expected to wreak travel chaos this weekend.
Prima Kotumi Fantamai.
Now we are back with sports news. We are looking at cricketing news. The finale of the Lankan Premier League is upon us. A new champion will be crowned today. Colombo Stars qualified for the final match of the Lanka Premier League cricket tournament. They beat Kandy Falcons in a second semi-final match. Now they are playing the final against Jaffna Kings. So Jaffna Kings versus Colombo Stars is the final match.
The second
Men's defence teams were participating in the championship. The championship took place in Polonnaruwa National Stadium.
The weightlifting championship had been organised for the 12th time. 70 sportsmen and women took part representing the three armed forces. Chamarajasena established a new Sri Lanka record in 81 kg weight category. Chintaka Geeta Vidanage, Indika Disanayaka and Dilanka Isurukumara won gold medals in their respective weight categories. Indika Disanayaka of the Navy was adjudged as the best sportsman of the championship. PG Gomez of the Air Force was adjudged as the best sportswoman of the tournament.
Katami, Fantamai.
That's it for tonight's English News Update. Thank you for joining us. Good night.
Good night.